Hello everybody. I think I should be live now. Still not sure. Third stream already and still not sure if everything's working out the way it's supposed to, but please let me know if you can hear me okay. So I can start. Hi Katara, und hi Tunisia, and hi Lipitant. Do I pronounce that correctly? Lipitant? I guess so. Okay, perfect. So yeah, perfect. Thanks, Katara. So I'm planning to do a little Stardew Valley illustration. Recently I started playing the game again together with my wonderful partner, and that kind of led to me wanting to do this illustration. So I'm thinking of a little Unimo. Oh, hi, BR. That's good. Of a little Unimo standing in front of his hut or its hut on a big, wide, open field and enjoying the sun. That's the basic idea. And now I have to do something with that. I'm gonna use a different brush than I usually do. I often do that for these small illustrations just because, yeah, to shake things up a little bit. Okay. You can see I didn't do sketching or anything like that at all because I felt like in this case the drawing itself won't really be a problem because the Unimo are just like basically just glorified little balls, and so I thought that should be fine. I'm just gonna throw something in here. Just trying to find a general color for the sky. Can add all the gradients later on. So I think something like this should actually work already. And I want, yeah, now it's the question, where do I want the horizon line to be? That's something I will put in here with a very pretty color. To do so, I'm gonna, let me think. I need a straight line, so I'm gonna do this, do that, and then I can have it a little bit easier. So I suppose we can do something like that. Maybe that's even a little bit too, I imagine the picture to be. No, I guess that's okay. Maybe a little bit. Again, I have to see how it shakes up. Like I have a general idea of the composition I want to do. I just have to see if that'll work out. So I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because I only need this for as a rough guidance to see where everything will go in relation to each other element. So I'm gonna just try to get some general color for the grass, for the shadow color of the grass, basically. Maybe something like this. And again, as always, this is just trial and error. Already made a mistake, by the way, because I want to have these on separate layers for now, just because otherwise this will be a little bit hard to keep track of for the beginning. And I think that the horizon line is actually too far down. But for now I'm gonna roll with it. Let me try to... Again, this will look like a elementary school drawing for quite some time now. But that's okay. Trust the process. This is how my pictures always start, so it should be fine. Yeah, trying to find some basic gradient for the sky. Imagine the sunlight coming from the left. So I want the sky to be a little darker on this corner. Maybe like that, roundabout. Okay, yeah, this is not really what I'm going for. But again, this is all of this is adjustable later. That's the good thing. Oh, no, I'm sure that's not true, Lippert. I'm sure that's not true. So gonna throw some clouds in there just for good measure. Well, I guess clouds don't really. Oh, I don't want the eraser. I want this. I guess clouds don't really make sense at this point because how they're gonna be placed is really pretty. Yeah, we're only gonna be able to see what makes sense in terms of the placement of the clouds once we have the. Oh, Brit, you're here. You should really be sleeping, but I'm glad you're here. Hi. Yeah, amazing. Happy to have you here. Okay. Now I want a little Unimo, and I don't even have an idea yet which color it's supposed to be, but I should really put him in here first, just because it will inform all my other color decisions and also composition decisions. Can't sleep. Yeah, in that case, it's fine, I guess. Yeah, it's a fluffy cloud. I'm using the snowflake brush. Like for now, it's very rough, but I do like the texture of it, and it's nice for these, yeah, faster, little smaller illustrations, I suppose. Okay, I want the edges to be a little bit harder, and then I can already tell that he's probably too big. And maybe. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, this is really just blocking in stage, and the colors are not really going anywhere at this point. But yeah, again, that's just how things are in the beginning, and that's totally okay. So I want the. It's probably too bright, but I will see how it goes. I imagine the sunlight coming like from the top left. So I'm gonna do something rough like this. And I'm not even sure yet if I really want it to be blue. I think it's not really a good idea, given that given that the sky is already blue and everything. So I kind of want it to be a different color. Let's see. Continuing with the block in. This doesn't make sense because if it were to be like this, I want him to like be looking up a little bit. But that's not really looking up, is it? It's kind of hard with these kind of eyes to actually make it look like it's looking up. But I think something like, yeah, something like that should work. Yeah, blue. Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm gonna change the color of the Unimo in a second. The arms and the legs and stuff like that won't change anyway, so I can roll with this for now. Okay, this is this really looks it looks funny. Doesn't really look like if I were doing this for a longer time. Okay, let me think. So turn this off for now. Just gonna try this, and something like this should be fine, I suppose. Yeah, now it's an orange blob. It's getting there. I'm just kidding. So, oh, nope. Clipping mask, please. I don't know what I'm doing, as always. But we're gonna get there eventually. I think I don't want it to be this radical. Actually, a little bit more. Because I really want to have some shadow this part. Just because it allows me to have this really nice bounce light later on from the grass. That time I got reincarnated as a blob, yeah, I feel that. Okay, let's see, let me think. I think as a basic, like again, for now, this is not supposed to look pretty, I just want to get a general idea of the colors. Then we'll do all the carving of the shapes later. Oops, I could do a little bit of this. And then I think these should go some. I guess in this perspective, this leg would be more like this, right? This would be like this. And maybe he is happy. I would be happy if I was him. I'm sorry, I have to laugh. This looks so funny. Like one kid at the elementary school drew it. Hey, he's funny. Look at him. Hi, Christian. You're here for the quality content, as you can see. This looks very good already. So, I want to kind of want to get some mountains suggested in the background. It's maybe a little bit too bright. Okay, I guess this part will be covered up anyway, so I'm not gonna bother with it. Because I want the HUD to be behind him. So I'm gonna do this. And the color of the HUD is probably gonna be, I think it's a very darkish brown. Like I have a reference of the pixel art of the game on another screen, so I can kind of have an idea what the HUD would look like. And this is kind of what it would be like. I realize that if I do it like that, I'm not really possible for me to show the leaves of the HUD, and I really want to do that. That is why something on this layer. No, why it is here then? Why is it here then? Okay, I'm gonna shrink this fella down. Oops, without this one. Again, this is just the exploration part of it. Because I really want to be able to show a little bit of the leaves, the HUD, otherwise. Yeah, he is shrinking, exactly. Look at him, he's happy. I would be happy too if I was drawn this way. Still have to laugh when I look at this. But again, that's just part of the process. It always looks like this in the beginning. And that is okay. Get some gradient on the... Well, that doesn't really make sense at this point. Now I need to get some light in here because this is supposed to be a sunny day. That should work, I think. So this part would also be lit, just maybe not this part, I guess. A little bit like that. And we really need to get him to the left a little bit, because otherwise the overlap with the hut looks kind of off. Okay. To think a little bit more about the perspective of the HUD. I think the entrance has to be bigger, right? Like way bigger, actually. And maybe I should... Let me think. Put these together for now. I think I should show it more from the side. So let's try that. Like this. Looking at the game sprite, it's a little bit more, it's not really round as I'm doing it right now, it's more this, and then I should go with a little bit something more like this. And this would also be... I need to get the roundness down, haven't figured that out yet. I love the little hut yet, but I'm gonna. Right now it looks a little not really like the version in game, but again, that's okay. Just have to figure something out at the end of this. Just going with my gut feeling here, by the way. This is not really systematic in any way. In terms of the color, I mean, stuff like that. He needs friends. Yeah, I was just thinking about that too, actually, if I might add a little friend for him. Let's see. Now I'm gonna roll with him. I have to think about how I... Well, not for now. Let's throw some shading onto the HUD first. Just some... Still quite good to show a little bit more of the form, I suppose. Yeah, now it starts to look a little bit more... Something is off. Like, I'm very confused right now with the opening, because I know it looks off, but I don't know what exactly this is. I think this is the kind of stuff that you are just get confused when you stream simultaneously. I'll get there. That is okay. I should have... yeah, everyone should love the blob. I just realized I would still not really be able to show the leaves this way. But I guess I can cheat a little bit and just Oops. Just get a... What kind of color do I want it to be? Maybe something like this for now. And then I would put the leaves. I want them to be further down. Even like way further. Art is cheating, that is true. And I guess in this case it's only changing the appearance of the hut a little bit. Okay, this starts to get somewhere at least, and I realize that this is very muddy right here. I don't want it to be muddy. Oh, this looks better. With style, exactly. Yeah, he's definitely happy. Maybe I should actually... Let me try something, because I feel like I can push the orange a little bit more. Right now he's very yellow. Or maybe even go to the reds. There's more contrast. This would probably be a good idea. Yeah, I think this is a good idea, to be honest. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, have a good night, Brit. Sleep well. And thank you, Massimo, and welcome to the stream. I think I haven't seen you here yet. Like, not today. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah. Right, and maybe even go a little bit further up here, where the sunlight is sitting even more directly. This is too washed out. This doesn't look good. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Now, defining the shapes of this thing a little bit more. And I should also really start to add in the contact shadows, because that already will make it a little bit more three-dimensional. Is that color good? I'm not sure. As always. I don't know why this HUD is, like the perspective of the HUD is confusing me so much right now. But I'm just gonna procrastinate on that and come to that later. Because, yeah. Yeah, guess I'm not coming back to it later, or? No, I'm gonna be working on it further. Just do something like that. I think the roundness is just not there yet, and that's what's throwing me off. But it is kind of, like, not gonna lie, it's a little bit difficult for me to the roundness done correctly. Like usually I would just step away for a few minutes, think about it, and then I can come up with a solution. In the stream, that's not the best idea, I guess. Okay, yeah, should throw in more contact shadows to the grass. At some point I should also probably actually start painting the grass, right? Like right now it's just a little plain, not really grass necessarily. Okay, I think light would hit here again. Probably it coming from the top, it would also actually hit parts of the inside of the hut. So I'm gonna erase a little bit here. And like not like this, you'll obviously. Yeah, something more like that. Again, this will just come together more and more the more time we spend on it. I realize I'm really zooming out and zooming in a lot. I'm sorry. It's probably a little bit distracting. I'm gonna try now to stay like this. Okay. Okay, considering the leaves are placed like this. Oh, I'm zooming out again. Ah, I'm doing it again. The transition from light to shadow, I want to have some vibrancy, so I'm gonna try to glaze some color over it. Yeah, something like this should work. Okay, now I probably have to start actually working a little bit on the Unimo itself, because right now obviously it doesn't look like anything. Yeah, it's hard to get rid of that habit, right, Katara? A little bit difficult. Okay, yeah, I really need to start working on the Unimo. So let's make the eyes a little bit lower because it's cuter. And then that's kind of the thing when you're working off a like pixel art reference, like how do you actually translate that to an actual three-dimensional object? I guess where this is going is already kind of working, to be honest. Actually gonna throw some this reference picture in just so I can see a little bit better, like the whole picture, and don't lose track of the whole thing while I'm working on him. Okay. Okay, wait. If I tend to oh wait, oh no. Did I work on the wrong layer again? Of course I did. Ah. Oh no, oh no. Okay. Yeah, that will never stop probably, right? Okay. Yeah, more pain. That's the most pain you can have as an artist. Okay. Thinking of the division from light to shadow. I have to think about how I try to get the lower part. Getting the shape right is really just what's important for now. Also want to get his, they have these pink cheeks, right? This is not quite correct. Nope, too saturated. Nope. Well, I guess the first attempt wasn't too bad. Yeah, this is actually kind of fine. Guess I can also try what happens if I'm just thinking, is it supposed to be, should it be brighter or should it be? Probably something like that, honestly. That's has been pretty accurate what I've been doing. The one chick's supposed to be a little bit hit by the sunlight though, so we have to, oh, no, not this much. Alright. So now I'm gonna try to get back into this shape. So he is supposed to kind of a cylindrical shape up here. Okay, I guess something like that's probably it. Yeah, he's blushing exactly. Blushing blob. Get some of the bounce light on him already. Probably have to go a little bit overboard with it for now. Whoops. Didn't mean to change the brush size. This is not quite right. Okay, darker. Saturated. Something more like this probably. But not as much. Like I imagine the sunlight from the sky hitting hitting the grass here, right? It's coming up from here, hitting the grass, and it's bouncing back. Called bounce light. That's why you would get some of the screen reflection down here there. I guess I can keep it like that for now, but I'm gonna keep it on a separate layer just to make things a little bit easier. At least as long as I'm still in this finding the color stage. The same would actually apply to like the inside of the doorway from the huts. So maybe, I think even brighter. And it would be less and less the further it goes up. Okay, and wait, if this is actually the, oops, no, this is not good. So it's supposed to be the front. This is the inside. We could have quite some ambient occlusion here. And in general, the whole side of this would be something like this. And I think we should still push the Unimo a little bit further to the left, just for compositional reasons, because right now it's a little bit awkwardly like hitting this line like a tangent is what they call it. It doesn't really look too good. Okay, yeah, he's starting to look happy, isn't he? Maybe, oh, where was he before? Yeah. I think that's okay. And now, what is on this layer? Nothing. I figured using too many layers, won't be able to keep track of all of this. Okay. Gonna have to throw something in for the grass here, just to give a little bit of definition. Should do this on another layer, to be honest. And this is kind of too... I feel like I should push it into this direction a little bit more. This will give a little bit of a fresher feeling. Yeah, I think this is better. Also for this part. Also for this one. Yeah, this is better. It's a little bit more colorful. One as always, of course, feel free to ask questions if there are any. I'm happy to answer them. Okay. So the light would definitely hit here. Okay, what's the next thing I should do? Pretty hard, but because I still don't entirely know where I'm gonna go with that, or where I wanna go with that, I should say. I think it has definitely not been a good idea to keep the inside of the huts and the outside on one layer. So I'm gonna fix that very quickly. Okay. Okay. Now to erase this to get these natural edges back. Those pretty much just get totally lost when you cut it out like this, and it can work for a certain kind of style, but this with this very brushy texture, or this very like with the wait, give me a second. With this very pronounced texture of this brush, it wouldn't look good. So I'm gonna have to do it like this. Okay. Now pulling this down, extending it a little bit, and then I should also make sure that the inside does look kind of correct. And to be honest, I don't exactly know what that would mean. In this case, like would the light bounce? I guess the light fall off really is too drastic here. Like, do I imagine the HUD to have its own ground basically, or is it still the grass? I think I would treat it as if it was still the grass. And I also realize if the horizon line is there, then this change of perspective is way too drastic. That doesn't work. No, that doesn't work. Wait. Like no, that really doesn't work. So I need to, kind of hard for me to explain right now what I mean. Just trust me. I'm gonna adjust these lines a little bit. Be more like this. Now this looks, yeah, this does look more correct to me. Just noticed that when I looked at the mirror. That's good, Christian. I'm happy you trust me. Um, what this look like? I'm still confused, by the way, you can probably tell. This is above the grass, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it would shine in like this. Yeah, this looks right, but it's still way too, again, the perspective is off, has to be, it's basically all of it has to be on the same line, like this line, because otherwise, since the horizon line is this far down, that's too much of a change. Because if the HUD would like this, oh wait, eraser tool again. If this part, let me get this color. This part is this far from the horizon line, then it's going until here, like ignore the Unimo, would already increase the size pretty drastically. So if the HUD would actually have a lower edge that goes like this, then the HUD would be huge. Kind of hard to explain right now, but again, trust me. I dare you. Do you know why they call it baklava? I have no idea. Do you have an idea, Christian? Maybe because it once was like baklava, was because of baklaban? You know what I mean? Could it be that? I think so. Not entirely sure though, to be honest. I think we are confusing a lot of people right now. Like not a lot, but all the people being here. I'm actually happy with we are 9 people. We were 16 people at one point. That's like for my channel. That's really good. That's nice. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Balakawa. That's don't worry, Katara. That's just a made-up word. That's kind of an inside joke. Very stupid one, but very smart one at the same time. Not really, but don't worry about it. I want the blob to be more around. Like I would explain it to you, Katara, but it doesn't really work in English. I'm sorry. Mm, oh no, he actually has to. Probably we also have to give him a highlight, right? Otherwise, maybe that's even. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. Wasn't sure. Sometimes this looks really strange if you give those kind of characters a highlight, and other times it's really necessary. In this case, I think it was necessary to give him a little bit more life. Mm, maybe, maybe these arms are actually a little bit too long. Let's try how it looks looks like when I have them shorter, like this. I think that's cuter. Let's, I think he's happy. Oh, hi, Alison. Good to have you here. I'm happy that you are here and thank you for hanging out. As always. Yeah, I'm working on this little guy and he starts to kind of look like something. I'm good, Alison. How are you? Hope you're feeling good too. Had a nice day or still have a nice day, like depending on where you live. Drinking some water. Always stay hydrated. That's very important. Um, hmm. Yeah, the perspective of the leaves is also like, this is not okay. I have to let me just try if I can do this. I think I can't. Oh no, no, no. Let's just hand paint this. That's faster. Like not totally hand painted, but at least I have to drag those down manually. Um, because the like since those are wrapping around the HUD or like they're supposed to wrap around the HUD, change of perspective would be kind of drastic. Like the change of, yeah, I think you know what I mean. It's really hard to explain while painting and while being in a language. Yeah, I'm glad I'm happy too. And again, I hope you're happy as well. That would make me glad. Okay. How are they wrapping around these birds? I guess. Like they are on top of the other ones, aren't they? I think so. Mm, okay, realizing now I should have painted the shadow first and not the... Yeah, what I've done here doesn't make any sense. Like it does make sense, but it's not really the most efficient way to do it. So, and since I'm kind of hoping I might actually finish this piece in one setting, or not setting, in one sitting, or at least get close to doing so, I should probably do what would be most efficient. Now you can't see much, like, but you will in a second when I throw the shadows underneath. I think I need some juicy shadows like this. Warmer. Okay. This would also get the next shadow again, I guess. I want to go crazy with this, but wait, this is not how it's supposed to be. Kind of running away from what I should really be doing right now, by the way, which is working on the focal point of the picture, the little blob, and getting his form right first. Because if that doesn't work, there are these yellow little fruit thingies in the trees in the summer. I'm just gonna throw some in there. Just some yellow, random yellow dots. Don't even know these are supposed to be and how they would be like placed in this leaf things, but just keep it rough for now. We can always delete it if it looks weird. Like it does look weird because it doesn't really make sense that they are there in the first place. That this is very stylized anyway, so most of all I want it to be true to how they look in the game. So I think what's very important now, just to actually get the look of this little dude right, is finally adding the leaf on top. He has this little antenna and little, oops, not like this, little leaf on top of it. I guess we can just steer this color, right? Then maybe I actually get this one. And this is another case where like this is now like meeting at this point. That is another tangent, doesn't look good. So we have to move him a little bit again. Question is, I would really have to move him all the way here to make that work, or we could move him. I guess this would already be enough, to be honest. Or is he actually supposed to stay right? And it could also work. Oh, okay, Katara, I'm sorry, I just saw this now. Very focused right now. I hope you're still here. If you are, I wish you, yeah, hope you have a lot of fun in your stream as well. And thanks for being here. The position of him is already kind of I don't really want to change that too much. I guess I can just move this thing around. I think it would be here anyway. It looks better, so I can turn the volume down. Oh yeah, that's also fine. Yeah, that's a Unimo. Joy, hi. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I wanted to do a little Stardew Valley picture today. But it's good that you recognized it, because I'm still not sure if it does look like a Unimo, but yeah, the fact that you did think it is one, that's probably a good sign already. Oops. Eraser. Alright, Skatara. Alright, that's totally okay. Where does this green thing come from? Okay, it's on the heart. Perfect. Oh, some more color in here. Also kind of want to try out what happens if I have this more like this color. I guess this is more colorful and it doesn't really anything. Oh, I joy, yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Joy. Okay. There wouldn't be this much bounce light, to be honest, on these planes, just because they're not really facing the opposite side of the sunlight, the opposite direction, I should say. They can be a little bit. Actually, maybe not. There should also not be any ambient occlusion, because it's not supposed to be standing right in front of it. And the light coming from the top. Should probably keep it like this. Layer, as always. Okay. We're gonna have to eventually. No, I should really now work on him. Shapes are still not what I want them to be, so that's a problem. So we have two options. We could make him wider down here. I think I already hate that. Let's try. Do I? Maybe I don't hate it. Yes, I do, I think. I think I do. Maybe not. It's not cute enough at this point. And the shape is not really interesting. Oh, of course, I'm on the wrong layer again. Okay. Oh, wait. Actually did this on accident, but I think that's kind of I should be going for what I should be going for. Maybe have the top a little bit more Yeah, I think that's something I can work with. In all honesty, the antenna should be brighter too. No, I think the darker one is really better. All right. I have to. We should make this bigger. Yeah, I think so. I don't like the leaf. I want to do something cuter with it, but I don't know. Maybe having it a little bit rounder. Or maybe having two. Maybe having two doesn't really make sense, I feel like, but I think it looks nice. A little bit like a heart shape. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, flipping the canvas for the first time. And almost crying. So this dude is almost falling over. Falling over is never a good thing. He is supposed to be a little bit like that, but not this much. This blob is too big. And then I think the eyes should be different as well. Like they need to be more to do this so he actually looks like he's looking up. Oops. Hmm. I'm still trying to think, like something really not the way I wanted to. And I wish I'd be knowing what it is, but I don't. Like he doesn't look round to me right now, if that makes sense. I have to change that. I mean, he isn't round, that's the thing, but I still... Like right now it feels like he's super flat. This whole part, like that's one plane, it's not supposed to be one plane. Guess this should be wrapping around a little bit more here. Mm. Okay, flipping it back. Then it should try to define this. You wouldn't think that getting the shape of a blob the way you want it to would be this hard, but here we are. Okay. And again, this is not like with a perspective. How low the horizon line is, that wouldn't be how it is. This is how it would be. This is not how it would be. I do realize that I'm very quiet right now, but I really have to focus a little bit on that. Such a simple shape, but even the simple shapes can be a challenge, especially when you're streaming at the same time and having to talk. And now it starts to be a little more roundish. Like, like this should, in theory, the terminator should end here. It's, I think so, yes. Yeah. Now this is starting to get somewhere. Something on this layer? No, of course not. You know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm just gonna do some liquefy and see if I can get the shape that I want, because I'm still not totally pleased, which is like the main problem is that I don't really know what I want. So this is not it. Hmm. Kind of looks like a potato right now. Okay, I think I prefer what I had before. I think the I have to fix the colors, to be honest. This feels too dull. The colors right now, they are pretty vibrant in theory, but I think we need to push more red into the shadows, so I'm gonna try to do that. Yeah, not like this, but yeah, that really was the problem. That's what made it so dull. No. Before and after. Yeah. This is where we should be. I think now it's very saturated. Well, it's okay actually. Still have room on the color spectrum. Okay. And now let's get a little bit more. I have some. There's something on the wrong layer. Just gonna do this very quickly. And oh wait, no. Because there was something on this layer, some little. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Yeah, now he's starting to get somewhere, I suppose. I think if we lower this arm a little bit. Oh, wrong layer, of course. Yeah, that definitely makes him look cuter. Where is it? There it is. Where's the grass? So where does this come from? It's not on the grass. Like, I mean, this dirty part right here. This is, I don't know which layer. Oh, on this layer, actually, okay. Because that shouldn't be there. Really have to do something with the grass in general, to be honest. But would still do something like this. This is too much. Mm. Okay, the horizon line being here. What happens if I do this? Imagining these grass piles coming. You should probably not do it here. And I should not do it on this layer anyway. To be totally honest, I need another one because otherwise it will be very annoying to keep everything organized. Okay, maybe you could get some leaf thingies in here. Wanna see. Not sure yet if I like this. Something coming from there. I think I don't. Especially not like this, like I would have to do it in a more pretty way. But let's just roll with this. Guess we could add some little daisies. Maybe a bigger one here. Looking for the right color. It's probably that is okay. Would probably be quite big compared to him. This is getting some spring vibes, so I guess it's kind of fitting for the season. What is that? Is that from the... Oh. And again, I have to find out where I... Like this brown thing here, I wonder where that's coming from. Here. Potentially this one. Yes. Alright. We don't want that here. Not in front of the... Wait, we actually do, because that's where the is, but we would have to paint the daisy a little bit more opaque so it doesn't show, because that's really ugly, like the yellow of the daisies mixing with the other thing. Like, I'm kind of happy where things are going in regard of everything but the Unimo, who's the most important thing on this picture, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but let's just see, maybe we're gonna get there at some point. Still, like, the perspective is throwing me off. I still don't know why. Like, it's supposed to come from the side. I like to be viewed from the side, I should say. Maybe like in the game it looks like the entrance is meant to be this more or less has some of these edges, but like viewed from the front it would have like this kind of shape, right? That's how it looks like on the game sprite, but maybe I should just not go with that, because I think it would look better if I make it a little bit rounder. Which is a change in itself, because getting these round thingies right in perspective is also not super easy, but I think it would look better. And then of course, yeah, should have done that in the first place. Perspective is still a little bit off. But yeah, obviously I have to expand this part. And then carve into this shape. Yeah. How late is it, by the way? Okay, we are at almost 9 for me. I've been planning to do maybe like 50 minutes more. So at this point, I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna be able to finish this piece in one sitting as I planned. But at least we made quite some progress. But let's see, maybe we can get a little bit more done. I'm gonna, because the figuring out the perspective is really hard right now, I'm gonna create an ellipse. Like in perspective, that's how it would work. Not this drastic. Wait, I actually have to think when these lines go here. This one would go there, so the ellipse would be more like this and bigger. Something like that, I would say. And then now I have a guideline where I have to get these. I'm sorry, it's really like perspective stuff. I need to focus a little bit. But now with the ellipse, that should be a little bit easier to actually have to create a second one, I just realized, to make this work. Okay. Okay, let's try. So that's one. I don't want it to be like super accurate, but it's supposed to be at least somewhat in the correct shape. That's why I still won't like use a selection tool or something like that, but still carve these kind of things out by hand. Okay, now I'm gonna do this. Okay. And I realize I should have also created a bigger one. No, you know what? I think this is harder if I do it by hand. It's easier if I do it by hand in that case. Because now it's literally just getting this other shape correctly transferred. It's a bit hard to explain exactly what I'm doing for the ones of you who don't really do too much art themselves, or like or are not really too like advanced in terms of like their perspective knowledge, because this is a little bit, let's just say I couldn't explain it here because it would like, yeah, like some basics need to be there, so it actually would make sense what I would be trying to explain. And right now this also really doesn't look like I know what I'm doing. I know that. So mm, Okay, but I think this starts to look correct, doesn't it? It's a little bit unfortunate that the HUD is this far on the right, but like again, this edge meeting the edge of the picture, that's not really a good thing composition-wise. So like, again, I'm thinking about moving everything. um, yeah, let's actually do that. Um, I think this makes more sense. Now, of course, we have to fill all of this up again. I think it's not too much, right? So we can do that. I think this creates a better composition. Looking at it like this now, though, this looks still very much off. This kind of perspective is kind of hard, not gonna lie. We should do some basic. The thing is, it wouldn't even be this. Even though the perspective is kind of. These are basically cylinders, right? They get more open. Like they are. I think this is more like how it should be, like where the visions should be. So let me try this. Okay. Now this starts to look better, I would say. Hmm. Really didn't think that this would be this challenging. Just wanted to do like it probably isn't, but I'm just really not really doing so well right now. And that is okay. I should add. Sometimes just how it is. But so. Right. Some depth in here. Should also actually like the these things a little bit prettier because like the arrangement of the stones basically didn't look so good. I think this does work better. Yeah, definitely does. Okay, so the Unimo would cast a shadow there. Should also get some skylight, I think. Hitting him. Or it, or whatever. I always say him. Don't even know if that's accurate. Yeah, that's where the sky would hit. Now we're going back to the huts. Don't need this anymore. I really have way too many layers right now. That's just, yeah, for this little illustration, that's way too much. Like, it just takes too much time to scroll through all of them. Like, having less layers is always good to just be faster, essentially. Okay, so do this. And then, yeah, this has to be like this more. And oh, hi, Tanisha. Glad to have you here. I hope you're feeling fine, feeling well. A good day, or you still have a good day wherever you're American, right? So I guess you're still having a good day for quite some time now. Hmm. I think I want to separate the entrance even more, like in terms of color, get a little bit brighter. To be honest, I think like in general we could probably push the colors of the hearts a little bit more, giving it a little bit more vibrancy. I'm just gonna glaze over this a little bit. Don't do that. Yeah, I had a good one too. Thanks, Tanisha. Like my day is almost over. Like it's 9 p.m. at my place right now. So like for me in these kind of streams, at this time it's always like when the stream is done, I'm heading right directly to bed. So, but I definitely had a good day. Yes. Okay, gonna try to glaze some warmer colors over this just to see what happens. Yeah, I think I want that, just not as drastic. Maybe a little bit more. Can always pull back. No, this is fine actually. Okay. Yeah, it's like 6, like you're in EST time zone then, right? yeah, it's like 6 hours difference. Exactly. I always have to do the math when I make these stream announcements yeah, so I just go it's so just go like 6 hours back to know where you guys are. And yeah, if I were to stream in my afternoon, then like probably most people, at least in during the week, most people at your place would still be working, right? Or being at school or whatever they're doing. It would be around 10 a.m. 10 p.m. No, 10 a.m. was no, wait, 10 p.m. Getting it confused right now. 10 p.m. of course. I want a little bit more warmth in here. I'm gonna get a again. This is kind of hard to do with the brush I'm using right now. This is also not what I want. Because it's very, like the texture is so strong. It's maybe I should actually use it just to have a more coherent look. Thanks, Katara. Yeah, it has changed a little bit at least since you started your stream as well. At least getting somewhere. So that's always good. Good feeling. And working on a picture actually makes it better, right? It's always fun. Okay, yeah, this is really dark, but that's okay. It's supposed to be really dark. And I do like, I think if we add some shadow here behind those leaves, that would make it look even more believable. I'm not entirely sure. No, actually it doesn't. Okay, let's go back. Hope your stream is going well too, Katara. I would love to join too, like passively, but I'm glad that my setup is working as it is right now, so maybe I try to see how I can switch like screens the next time. These mountains look really, really boring right now. Change that a little bit. Yeah, that certainly didn't work. It's too repetitive. That's the problem always, like the human brain tends to look for patterns, and that's not how it works in nature. Unfortunately, there are no patterns, like not these kind of patterns. Yeah, that's sometimes the problem, right? With art trades, when you don't really want to work on the piece at the given time, then it's kind of, yeah, a little bit hard to get motivation. And like, honestly, if you like doing art and working on a piece you don't want to work on, that's always very, like it takes the fun out of the creation process, right? And that's not how it should be. I not unfortunately, fortunately haven't done many art trades yet, and the one, like honestly, I'm just thinking, I think the only art trade I've done so far is the one with Brit. Like I think you've seen the pictures, and that one I definitely had a lot of fun working on, so I didn't really run into that problem yet. No, I think I want this to be straighter, not this round. This looks kind of weird to me right now. But still, like this. We got some more color variety in here. Especially these dark shadows need more vibrancy. Yeah, that's also a good idea, Katara. It will be happy about that. I think I should push these light parts because that really emphasizes the shadows from the leaves, and I want those to be quite strong just to get a little bit more three-dimensionality in there. So, gonna do this, gonna do that, gonna do this, gonna do that. Really trying to paint fast right now because I'm still hoping like a little bit that I might be able to finish this in today's setting, as I always say sitting. But at the same time, honestly, probably won't happen. Like if I, like it kind of depends on how detailed it's supposed to look like and what I want to add in here. I think I want some other shapes in these mountains, maybe not even having them in this typical mountain shape. Giving them also hit by the lights. That's too much, honestly. And maybe there are also some mountains behind those. Barely visible. I think I wanna the sky a little bit more saturated up here, even darker. Because right now it feels like the sky's a little bit too gradient is a little bit too weak. Okay, but now it looks like there's a thunderstorm about to happen. We don't want that. Maybe I can get a little bit more color variety by just doing this. I should probably make this come from this side. Since the sun is coming from there. This a little bit smaller. Okay, let's work on the clouds a little bit. Because right now those are obviously not very pretty. I think I need a little bit more. Of this in them. This is too much. Maybe they should also be behind the mountains. I realize now I think I should do like the sky gradient is still not working properly. Do that first. Having that one cleaned up, I mean, because right now I didn't really fill the parts where the clouds were. And that will be a problem later on. I think something is bothering me with the sky. I'm just gonna fill one color in again. And I think this is just too... Let's just do this experiment a little bit. Okay, before and after. Not a huge difference. We also try some glaze it down a little bit, just to see what happens. I think the way it was actually kind of, I think this is actually kind of okay. It's very... Wait, something's off with this color picker. Oh, it does pick the color, but it doesn't show. Wait. And it also not closable. Yeah, this is bugging out. Well, yes, just gonna ignore that one. Okay, so I wanted to see which color this is. Yeah, that's probably why it's bothering me. This is too dark. I think I should just arrange myself with it being a little bit brighter. Like again, for some reason this doesn't look right to me right now, but I can't figure out why. Guess it's fine overall. I also realize right now that, like, that's a small thing, but give me a second. Like, first of all, the Unimo would probably cast a shadow on here. Right? Yes, like imagining light coming down like this. Probably not that far up. It's always a little bit hard to estimate. You just have to go with your gut feeling, honestly. And it would also cause, oh, not this color, cause this to fall into shadow. And going with this, we could light this up. Or maybe just leave it like that. And then I want to light this up a little bit more, like making it brighter and greener to emphasize the bounce light a little bit more. Bounce light is always fun, so gonna give it all I have for now. This transition, we could make that a little bit more vibrant, I suppose. This one as well. Okay. Now, yeah, the one thing I was thinking about initially is that the sunlight is hitting that part, that would also bounce back into it, into the Unimo here, so we have a little bit of a warm rim light at this part. And that's what we're gonna get right now. So it would be more yellow, and it would be brighter, something like this maybe. And that's the wrong layer, of course. And maybe at that part even a little bit brighter. Like those kind of, like especially these bounce light things are very subtle, I guess, but they really make a huge difference in making things look believable. Shouldn't underestimate that. Do I? Oh, wrong layer. Of course. This is like way too much. I think how we initially had it was already quite good. We try to push it a little bit more. Problem with this is that it starts to look a little bit muddy. These parts. Also, this is kind of bothering me. Give a little bit more to that. Okay, how can we get more vibrancy in here? Not like that, definitely. Something like that should work, I suppose. Just realizing this edge looks off and it's the wrong layer again. Oh no. Ugh. Okay. At least I can separate it very easily. Like these, honestly, these kind of things take so much time that you should just use less layers, honestly. Oh wait. Oh no, the arm is on the same layer. Ugh. Okay. Okay, I thought it wasn't. Yeah, it is. Okay. So I have to differently. Okay. Now it should be okay. Alright. Gonna drink a little bit. Because drinking is important. And then what am I gonna do now? Uppsala. Can I emphasize the form a little bit more without blowing it out too much? Guess that works. Oh, wait, I'm so confused. Isn't this on? No, it's not. Yeah, see, that's just the layer thing again. Not really very practical to have this many. Alright, I'm actually gonna delete this and then continue on the other layer. I really have to like, wait, where are there's the grass layer. I really have to push the shadows way further, way more. Because right now, like, I don't get this sense of very strong sunlight yet, to be honest. And I think that's because my shadows aren't really dark enough yet. Because I don't really have any wiggle room in the light anymore because it's already very bright. So I'm just gonna try to do this. Where is it? In this case, I'm actually gonna... Oh, no. I'm actually gonna use my normal brush. To glaze over this a little bit. But I still need to keep this green bounce light. That's really important to emphasize the form. Oh. And I really have to do something about this, but first... Yeah, I also want to keep this bounce light, right? It's basically just getting the Terminator a little bit darker. No, I'm not really happy with this. And at the same time, it's too bright like this. I'm gonna try another thing, which is, like at this point, I'm not really in a hurry anymore, because I feel like I won't be able to finish this whole thing anyway. Like we're gonna be very close, but actually finishing it, I think, won't be possible, unfortunately. Just realizing these are, like these little fruit thingies at the top are not yellow enough anymore, because we kind of added more and more yellow tones, and that's why, like now in comparison, since colors are always relative, isn't yellow enough anymore, but now it is, so that's good. And now I want to run from my responsibilities again and work on this a little bit more. These leaf thingies, just to give them a little bit of highlighted edges. That's always fun. It wouldn't be there, to be honest, from this perspective. And these other ones are these ones are way too bright. I just realized when zooming out. These shapes. Maybe I should just push the whole leaves a little bit brighter, to be honest. Yeah, looking at the preview, I definitely should. How would I be able to finish this? I'm not sure. If I was... Like I did plan to make it way more rough than my usual pieces, obviously. I think that's clear by now. Just to make it maybe possible to actually finish it in one sitting. Because I thought that would be kind of cool to have like everything in one stream, basically. I feel like that may have been too ambitious, but like what I'm trying to say, like the point I'm trying to make is that this is why it's way rougher. That's also why I chose this brush instead of my other one, because with this one, like this is my usual one, right? And we just get color here. This is very simple in what it does. And if you keep it kind of rough with this brush, it tends to look a little bit too stale. Like you kind of have to work with this one to get interesting shapes and textures. And yeah, with the one I'm using right now, it has a lot of, yeah, you would probably call it personality itself, right? And you can kind of get away with a lot and don't really have to hand paint every detail, basically. Like, and it looks okay. Like when you look at it from this not perspective, from this zoomed out view, then it looks fine anyway, right? It's just when you zoom in, you notice, okay, this is actually very rough. And like rough is not even a problem, right? Rough is totally okay. It just depends on the kind of style you're going for. Like when you want a very painterly style, then this is obviously exactly what you would want to be going for. I want to give these shadows of the leaves a little bit more definition. I'm zooming in and out again, I realize, sorry guys. Like I have this little preview there at the top and I never use it. I always zoom out when I want to check the whole picture. It's just really bad habits. Also takes a lot of time than just staying zoomed in. I'm gonna try that now. Mark my words. Okay. I think the shadows do start to look correct here. I already forgot what the thing was I actually wanted to do and actually should do. Like, well, the Unimo, I guess. Like, honestly, I do really like the look of the hut at this point, even though I think the entrance is still not correct. Let's flip it. It's okay. Like, it's not super accurate in terms of perspective, but it also doesn't really have to be. Just because this is kind of stylized. And yeah, the Unimo is really what I'm least happy with right now, which is kind of unfortunate again, like given is the focal point, should be the focal point of this picture. Oh well. Honestly, that's not where the sleeve would be. If we keep it consistent, it would be like directly underneath this one more or less. Another one would maybe peek through here. Only tip would show. Okay, I'm zooming in and out again. I'm so sorry, guys. Must be very dizzying to watch. Ambient occlusion here, some there. It's always the sound I'm making when I don't know what to do anymore, when I'm getting desperate. I'm just kidding. This is totally fine. It's working out fine so far. However, I do need to get some like this. Some color variety into the leaves. Probably also do something crazy. Get some, maybe not orange, but some like yellowish color in there as well. Always try to get variety basically. Especially in shadows, you can get away with quite a lot. Could maybe push for some dark reds in these shadows. Like not all the way, like not like this, but just adding a little bit of it in there. Just to give some interest. And like I can't really say why I chose, like why red, why I think red is a good idea. It's just, I think that's just where doing some like actual still life paintings really gives you a lot of insight and intuition and what colors to choose and what looks correct and which doesn't. Like at this point, it really does help me to see that something with the Unimo is off. Unfortunately, I don't know right now how to fix it, but something doesn't look right with the colors. Oh, and I just remembered what I wanted to do. I wanted to get the shadows down. So I have this copied on 2 layers. Now I'm gonna tone him down quite a bit. Probably do need more warmth though. Maybe a little bit this, then even darker. More warmth. Not like this, but even darker. So now it's darker, and now I can put this below this one. And this is a clipping mask. And now I can basically, with a mask, reveal the parts I just darkened. I can see if this looks right. And green's really getting lost. I think I have to redo the green, like the green bounce light altogether, because right now there is something with it that is not looking quite correct anymore in the color context we're having here right now. But that's, again, as always, that's okay. It's all just a work in progress. Oh, what did I do? Ah, wrong layer, of course. Whoops. Getting this color right. It doesn't really look like the super red. I think the color transition is too... I'm gonna try something again. See if this works. I think I have to get this more red again. Yes, definitely. That's good. Okay. And also just glaze the whole thing in like this. Not like that, obviously. Just controlling how much I want to glaze this, and I think this does look good. And now it's actually, like, compared to this, now it actually looks like a red Unimo. And maybe let's just go with this. And maybe I can still burn out these, maybe actually with an add layer, burn out these colors right here. Something like that, probably. Okay, let's switch back. Okay, still looks okay. The shape is off though, this edge. Like, honestly, I think, like, there's always, with every painting, with every illustration I do, there's this one thing that takes me a lot of time. That's just a thing where you would think it's solved pretty quickly, but it never is. And in that case, it's just the shape of the Unimo. That's what I'm trying to say. And maybe, like, it's, yeah, I won't be able to finish this painting definitely today. I'm like, there are two options. Option A would be, yeah, probably no, there's one option. I'm probably gonna play with the shape of the Unimo off stream, because I want to get it right, and it probably won't be very entertaining to just watch me fiddling with getting the shape right the whole time. And when I have the shape down, I'm just gonna finish the rest of the painting on stream again. How does that sound? Is that I think that's a good idea, I think. The ones who are here right now, let me think if that's also a good idea in your book. And oh, thank you, Effens. I really don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that, but thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, this is like kind of a new channel. Not new necessarily, but there hasn't been too much content added to it, to be honest. And like mainly these speed paintings that are automatically created by Procreate, and those tend to not really give too much watch time, just because, like, especially in my style, not in this case, not for this illustration, but usually I go into a lot of detail, and in these zoomed out views of the Procreate time lapses, you don't really watch until the end, right? And the YouTube algorithm wants people to watch until the end, or like not until the end necessarily, but just for a huge portion of the video, relative to the whole length of it. And that's not really happening with these automatic time lapses. And I've just been starting streaming, like, this is the third one. So, like, honestly, I am happy about the number of people I'm getting right now. Like, that's totally okay in my book for the start. There are so many people who don't really get any viewers in the beginning. And I mean, I don't have a lot, right? Like, we are 6 people right now. We have actually been 16 at some points. That's actually a new record for my channel, like compared to the other 2 streams. But where was I going with this? Yeah, that's the question, right? Where have I been going with this? I don't know. I'm sorry. The curse of streaming and speaking at the same time, or not streaming and speaking. That's the same thing as speaking and painting. Okay, I'm actually gonna go overboard with this, like that, and then just tone it back. Like, again, just a warm green color over it. I think we can push it quite far. Not this far, maybe like this. I'm also gonna try if this is actually the correct color. I would say like this, and this is actually back to 50%, okay. When I do these adjustments, like my hand is always above the slider, so I don't really see it. So I can really just focus on if the color looks right or if it doesn't. And if I'm just back to 50% after that, that's always a good sign, to be honest. Just call me AF or AP, like AF or AP or F or AP, like AF probably, right? This is Procreate on iPad. It's like a 10 bucks app, like it's super cheap, honestly. Like the iPad, unfortunately, isn't. Like that's the problem with it. But the app itself is really really cheap, and it's like, in my opinion, has everything you need to do art. Because like in my book, all you need is a brush and a color, right? Then you choose the color, then you do this. Oh, not this. Maybe you should do it on the right layer. You do something like this, and that's all you need to do an illustration. But yeah, to answer your question, it's Procreate on the iPad. So yeah, like obviously getting an iPad is unfortunately very expensive. If you happen to own one already, then I highly suggest getting it, like getting Procreate, I mean. Okay. Slide. This is green bound slide, and I want it to be a little bit more yellow, so I guess I should tone this back. Still thinking about the bound slide coming from here, right? This would also wrap around like this, and the green wouldn't really be hit from behind. And maybe this is too much. Like not too much, but I need to, the transition has to be softer. Yeah, like that. Do you have any recommendations that are free? So if you have a computer, I think, yeah, exactly what Dog on Dog Action is saying right now. I totally agree. Like if you don't want to spend money, Krita is perfect. And honestly, I also agree with the other thing Dog on Dog said. Like Krita has everything you need. Like it, and even more probably. Like Krita is amazing. Let's say if I would be working on a computer, then I would definitely use Krita. Because like in my book, it's not in any way, like for doing art, it's not in any way worse than any other app you can get for the computer. So not really reason to need to use anything else. Like even if it wasn't free, I would probably use it instead of, like, for example, Photoshop. Photoshop is just too expensive. Like just having to pay something every month. I don't know. I don't like that. I want to buy something and then own that thing. Maybe I'm too old, but that's how I know it. I buy something supposed to be mine, and I don't want to pay any more money for that. So one thing that's confusing me right now, am I painting with this? Why? Okay, this does work. Maybe I just did something wrong. Okay. But yeah, Krita's easily the best one. For CN drawing tablets. For digital art. I do agree, and learning to draw is like doing that in a, like on paper with an actual pencil is the best idea anyway, because it forces you to actually think about every mark you lay down. And like I think honestly every experienced artist says that, like, starting to learn art, just to get your sketchbook and start drawing. So also, like, one thing to, like, that you can really, am I on the wrong layer? No, I'm not. Yes. I've been doing that stuff. Okay, in that case, I think you, like, if you want to get going on PC, then definitely use Krita. And also, if you don't have a drawing tablet yet, and you still have to buy one, then don't get an expensive one, because honestly, if you pay around, I don't remember what my first drawing tablet, which one it was. I think it was like a very cheap one by Huon. By very cheap, I mean like, I think it was like $50. Like that's still not super cheap, of course, but if you can afford it, like $50, like 50 to let's say 80, that's enough. Like you only really need pressure sensitivity and uh, yeah, that's it. And it can be a little bit hard to get used to drawing on a tablet without a screen, like having your pencil on, like drawing on the tablet and seeing the picture on the stream on the screen. That can be a little bit confusing at first, and it, like for me, it really took some time until I was able to um, put a straight line down. But it's something you get used to after time. Was about to buy one for 350. And like in my opinion, you don't have to. Cheaper does too. Like I started out with a very cheap one and didn't really miss anything. Like as long as it does have pressure sensitivity, that really is enough, in my opinion. Like again, I'm also not like I'm not very experienced with different drawing tablets, so this might. I just can't speak out of my experience and tell you that Um, yeah, the one I used had everything I need and it was definitely below 100. I honestly think it has been something like 50. If I weren't on stream right now, I could check it. But right now I can't. And by the way, I just realized that my like this wall was way too thin. Like considering these things on the left are supposed to be stones. I don't consider them to be super big stones, but still. Really like like again, that's just bounce light. I love bounce light. Like how the lower parts are so much greener than the upper ones, just to show that the light is bouncing in there. I don't know. Bounce light is so much fun for me to paint. Also makes the scene way more believable. Okay, wait, I have to catch up a little bit with the chat. Get you very far away. Come in, choose prime. Great cupcake. Yeah, you know what's up. Yeah. Do you got a? I don't have a Discord server, no. Um, I am on a few, of course, but I don't have my own one. Honestly, at this point, I think one, it wouldn't really be worth it. And like, because my community is quite small at this point. Um, and uh, and I can, like, I am on a Discord server, for example, by Brit Ninja. She has a, don't know, are you into Undertale by any chance? She has a prequel comic to Undertale called The First Human, and she has a server for that, and that's where I'm quite active on. So you could be joining there, like check out the comic, maybe you like it. In that case, you could come to the server as well. And I can really recommend the comic, it's really good. Um, yeah, thanks for being there, BR. Have a good night. Sleep well, and we'll talk soon. Yeah, Katara, maybe you can put I don't know, can you put links in the chat? If you can, feel free to link Brit's comic, like maybe DeviantArt or Webtoons, because I think more people need to see that, since that's like, yes, I don't have to tell you that it's amazing, right? So, yeah. Yeah, I think the A is the best version. I was thinking, is the Discord server linked on the Deviant? think it is linked on the DeviantArt post as well, right? I think it should be. Not entirely sure. And again, I don't want to be like all the like advertising all the time here. So please bear with me. I'm just saying, since you asked for the Discord server, so I was trying to say that like that's a server where I am quite active on, and there's in my opinion, a pretty high chance that you will like the comics. So if you check that out and you do, then you could just join the server, be part of the group, and then I'm also active there. But yeah, I think my own, like an own server wouldn't make sense at this point. And also, honestly, probably wouldn't have the time for that. Not gonna lie. Oh, you're already in it. Okay. Um, are you also coming from Brit, or is that just like coincidence? But yeah, again, if you already are in there, just yeah, look for me. Like I'm kind of active there, so feel free to reach out. I see. Okay. Yeah, and Brit also does streams, so if you're looking for streams, it would also be a place for you to go. Yes, also works on the comic pages live sometimes, and right now she's working on a short story basically, but with her characters, and it's really fun. So feel free to check her out if you haven't already, of course. Yeah, I should probably stop advertising though, but in this case, it's really very much deserved. So. Penalosa. I have to admit, I don't know that artist. Maybe I should check them out. They're on YouTube as well, probably, right? Leaves are so hard for me. Like getting perspective on leaves right is something that is in theory should be very easy. Like if you are like practice that drawing, but to be honest, my drawing skills are actually not really, like I know it may sound funny, but not really too developed, to be honest. Like I would consider myself to be quite decent with color and everything, color and light. But my drawing, like actually, like, yeah, like doing something like perspective in leaves, right, is really something I need to practice more. Like I have a lot of theoretical knowledge, but haven't applied that enough yet. That's something I should be working on, honestly. Checking for a channel every day. Ah, I see. Okay, I see. I've heard about that at least, even though I didn't know the artist behind it. Brit has told me, I think, at some point. Like I've definitely heard the name. Comic. Yeah. I think I should end the stream at this point, to be honest, because if I don't, I'm gonna keep pushing until this is done, and that would take me like at least another hour, and I can't afford to stand up to stay up for one more hour because I really have to get up quite early tomorrow in the morning. So yeah, I should be responsible here and not do that. But again, I think I'm gonna try to, like, off stream, gonna work on him a little bit, getting the like proportions and shape the way I want it to be. And like that won't be too much work. I just don't want to fiddle with that on stream. And then we can finish the rest of the painting together. Like obviously the grass will need a lot of work, the mountains, also the clouds, if we're actually gonna have those turned off the whole time. And yeah, we're definitely gonna work on those in the next stream. And again, I don't think this would take too much time anymore at this point. But like for today, I won't be able to finish this in time. That's what I'm trying to say. If I actually want to go to bed, which I have to. So let me just do this. Because I think I want, this cloud looks weird, it's just alone up there. Yeah. That's always how it goes. Like I say, I will gonna end the stream now, and then then clouds happen. Ah, be reasonable now. How dare you? Just this one more thing. I want to get a little bit of the gradient for okay, one last thing. I'm gonna push the light of him a little bit more. Just a little bit, like on top of here. What? Oh, okay, this is not enough. Contrast. This too. This also doesn't really work. Also, the main problem here really is that, yeah, maybe like this. I should do this another time. I just want to do one last now. Like now, it's the really last thing. I want to try what happens if I give him some little highlights, make him a little bit shiny. But this is not the right color. Probably has to be very. It's no. Yeah, you should, like, the other paintings I'm doing have way more detail. And it's, like, it's fun, but it really takes a lot of time always. Like, you can, I don't know if you've seen my other social media thingies are linked in the video description. At least they should be, and if they're not, then they are linked, like, definitely on another one of my videos, or even in my channel's description and stuff. You can check those out if you want, like doing some advertisement again, but I think it's fair at this point. And those are the ones I really spend a lot of time on. Like I have the series called Winston's Adventures. featuring a little steampunk boy having adventures with his teddy bear Mr. Buttons, and those illustrations I spent at least 20 hours on. Some of them took like 50, so that's where really the most of my, like those are the really wait, let me get these highlights. The really how would you say it? The ones I'm working on a lot. So I don't have the words right now. Okay. Gonna do a little bit of smudging. I can. Bring this around. Okay, and now the really last thing, I hope. I'm not good at stop painting. This is not good at stopping to paint. Little bit of the ambient skylight. That's the last thing I'm asking for. Okay. And now, oh, shit. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Darn. I just wanted to. Are these supposed to be? Oh wait, yeah. I just want to have a general color for these that looks kind of correct. Probably need to be darker. That's cute, right? I think it is. And you know what would be... Okay, this is... Okay, now, I promise this is the last thing now. I'm just gonna wanna do it maybe like this. Okay, the eyes are not at the right place anyway. I just noticed something's off with them. Maybe they're not... Yeah, I think I should make them a little bit rounder. That's probably cuter. Okay, and then I can... This is still part of the last thing I wanted to do. This doesn't count. Because I wanted to try to do something like this. Okay, and for him this doesn't, like with humanoid characters this kind of works, but okay, let's just, the eyes are not at the right position anyway at this point. So let's cut it here. Okay. Yeah, this is, let me close this. So this is where we're ending it. I think for one stream this is decent, honestly. Let's look back at where we started. Those were some pre-screen testing. Like, okay, this is always fun. This is where we started, right? It's just getting throwing some colors in and just having a little bit of sketching. And remember, this is where I said just trust the process, right? If you trust the process, then you end up here. This is definitely better than what we had in the beginning. So I guess this was, for now, this was successful. So looking at it, maybe we need to, like the next time, maybe we actually gonna push everything up a little bit, because it feels to me like a little bit as if the blob, the Unimo is a little bit too far down, like too closely squeezed to the bottom. But yeah, that's for another time. Okay, for now, thank you for being there, guys. I hope you had fun. I certainly had, and very happy to have you all here. And yeah, not really much more to say. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you the next time, hopefully, when we finish this picture. Like, finishing this will definitely be possible in the next stream. Like 100%. All right. Goodbye. I'm bad at doing this. Like, you hang up. No, I hang up. You hang up. Okay. Goodbye, guys. I'm gonna cut it here. Have a good night. Have a good day. Until next time.